Our family has been in the potato industry in some way or another for 5 or 6 generations. So we always heard stories about turning potatoes into vodka. Fast track that to about 5 years ago, potato sales were down, and my brother was saying it's hard to make a living growing potatoes. What about doing potato vodka? So we did.
Fresh potatoes don't always look the way you'd like. Known as culls, these misfits are often destroyed. But at ColdRiverVodka, they're turned into award-winning spirits.
We've had potatoes that are 14 inches long and that are almost 5 inches thick. And they can't sell those for table stock, and nobody wants them in a restaurant. The first year we went through about 800,000 pounds of potatoes, and all of those were culls. This year we're probably going to be a little bit over 1 million pounds. We do anywhere from 25 to 30,000 pounds a week.
The world's most common vodkas are made with wheat and rye. At Cold River, it takes 15 pounds of potatoes to make 1 bottle of vodka. The first step, mash more than 6,500 pounds of potatoes into a 1,500-gallon soup.
Potatoes are 81 to 85% water, and the rest of it's starch and a few other things. We want to take that starch and convert that starch to sugar. And we do that by mashing them up and boiling. We have to take those starch molecules and break them down.
Yeast is added, and the fermentation begins. Enzymes within the yeast quickly consume the potato sugar, generating alcohol, CO2, and heat.
The potato soup is going to be in here for anywhere from 24 to 36 hours. Then we'll have what we call potato wine. And we just call it a potato wine because it has 8 to 9.5% alcohol. It's still the ugly old potato milkshake that we start with, but now it has alcohol, so it's what we're going to make our vodka with.
To separate the alcohol from the solids, the wine now flows into the copper distillation unit. When brought to a boil, distinct elements within the wine turn to gas, rise within the cooling tower, then condense into separate liquids. Most prominent among them is ethanol, vodka's primary ingredient.
This is the soup. This is the first bit that we put in the pot still, and this is after the second distillation. This is our second distillate. This is about 9% alcohol, and this is roughly 95% alcohol.
Cold River repeats the distillation process 3 times to create a more refined and pure ethanol. Then they blend it with filtered water from the nearby Cold River aquifer before bottling.
It's not overly sweet. It's very, very subtle. There are some sugars in the potato that remain through fermentation and distillation that give it that subtle sweetness. It's got a very distinctive nose. It's got a lot of character.
And for that, as well as the opportunities it creates, there's reason to celebrate.
Good going, you guys.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.